Alright, before I start this video, leave a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet. Also, follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. All links will be in the description. Now let's move on with the deck. Nilfgaard Mages. So this deck is basically full of the mages that Nilfgaard has to offer. And this deck's actually kind of surprisingly fun to play because it plays for a different strategy than, your typical Nilfgaard list these days. And the deck itself actually isn't that bad since it has a nice little bit of points and control all mashed together. So yeah, let's just talk about all the cards in detail. So before I go into the bronzes, I have to say that this is a Redea deck as well. There's no Shoop in it. But since Redea is also a mage, she does kind of work with this whole archetype. And since her faction stratagem is really strong, especially with Nilfgaard, because it can lock an opponent and it can also damage it by 3. And in the worst case scenario, you can just, get her for 13 points. So yeah, I just had to point out that this is a Redea deck, so every bronze that you see is just going to be a one-off bronze. Starting off with Magni Division. Magni Division, every ally turn on turn end boosts self by 1 if this is the only card in this row. Very simple engine. This is usually what you try and play in round 1. You do have to sort of think about what cards you have in your hand because there are a lot of sort of row restricted cards in this deck, so you have to know when you want to play it and where you want to play it. Still, a 1 point per turn engines for like 3 or 4 turns seems pretty useful. Next up is the Van Morlehem Hunter. Deploy, give an enemy unit bleeding for 2 turns. On melee and on ranged, this can lock a unit. So basically this is a 4 provision lock, which is incredibly useful and really nice utility. If you draw it, you can, lock a unit in the best case scenario, and you will also enable cards that work with lock synergies, which I will talk about later on. Next up is the Iron Falcon Troubadour. Deploy, give 2 armor to a unit in your hand. So this card is basically something that can, give a unit 2 armor in your hand. And then there's the next card which is coming up, which you usually want to give that 2 armor to. And that card is Iron Falcon Infantry. Barricade, at the end of every ally turn, boosts self by 1. So if this has armor, it boosts itself by 1. If it loses the armor, it doesn't boost itself by 1 anymore. Then we have Battle Preparation, boost an allied unit by 3 and give it 2 armor. If it's a soldier, boost it by 5 and give it 2 armor instead. So you can play the Iron Falcon Infantry. The opponent might deal with it, but even if he does, this might still play for a 5 in the worst case scenario. But usually you can use this to set up the Iron Falcon Infantry again, or just for the first time if you haven't drawn the Troubadour. Then we have Tourney Joust, a very classic card. Remove an enemy unit's shield and damage it by 4, or give an allied unit a shield and boost it by 4. Very simple card, very nice little control card. Trades up to the engines that the opponent might play early on in the game, and yeah. Then we have Diviner. Diviner is an assimilate engine which purifies a unit on the deploy ability. Very simple card. It's always nice to have a purify for multiple cases. Also, she's a mage, so that also kind of helps out with the entire deck. Then we have Alba Armored Cavalry. Deploy, melee, lock an enemy unit. Very simple card, it's a lock, and it will enable a card that I'll be talking about later on. Then we have Vicovaro Novice. Deploy range, draw a card, then place a card from your hand at the top of your deck. Now there's Afan, which I'll be talking about later, which this card actually synergizes with. So if you draw Afan and this card, you can actually keep the Afan and then play it through the Vicovaro Novice in earlier rounds. And even if that's not the case, he might find you a better card and then you can mulligan another card. So this is basically like an extra mulligan. It's not the greatest card, but it's also a mage, and if you have it with Afan in the early rounds, this will be really, really helpful. Next up is the Artfane Tortoise. Exposed, boost an enemy unit with the most power by 3. So exposed, if it loses its armor, it'll boost the highest enemy unit by 3, which sometimes really isn't that bad since you do have a tall punish with Vilgefortz in this deck. But usually this card's just there to be a proactive 7-point play. And even if it's in your deck, it's not that bad since there's cards that are coming up later on which work with these high point units in your deck. Another high point unit is Nilfgaardian Knight. This is usually your best proactive play, especially on turn 1 if you are going first, so you can just play this for 7, and then it's just a 7 for 5, which is really, really good. Even in the worst case scenario, you can just boost up a high unit and then just use your Vilgefortz on it to destroy it, or maybe just use your Tall Punish cards to punish those cards even more. One of these tall punish cards is Vanamar. Deploy ranged, destroy a locked enemy unit. Now, depending on your hand, you should usually have 1 or 2 locks, since there are more locks coming up. And you can use Redea with this. It's really powerful because you can then use it at the same turn, since Redea spawns the stratagem. And yeah, he's also a mage, so that's always helpful. So this card is actually pretty useful in round 1, especially if the opponent plays something like Tactical Advantage. Then we have Albric. Deploy ranged, move any card from your deck to the top if it's a unit boosted by 2. So this can also pull out your Afan if you need the tempo in round 1, which then would play for an 11-point play, which is pretty good in round 1. And if you don't have Afan, you can just, play Albric and get some carryover for like getting a card on top of your deck, maybe like a Redea, maybe like a Vilgefortz. Those cards are always good to have in your deck or in your hand, so Albric can add some consistency, and he can also add points. Then we have Derogare of Vol, another mage with deploy lock a unit. Very simple, works with Vanamar, also works as, just a lock, which can be very useful. Then we have Cynthia. Deploy melee, spawn the Guardian, and place it at the top of your opponent's deck. The Guardian being a token, a 3-point card that you just give the opponent, making his mulligans a lot more awkward. And yeah, she can play for a lot of points, honestly. Forced mulligan in round 3 is never bad, since, the opponent might not have the perfect hand, and having that additional Guardian mulligan is really helpful in certain situations, for sure. And sometimes this card just might reappear as the last mulligan in round 3, and then they just have like a 3-point card. And Cynthia's also a mage, so that's always good as well. Then we have the Imperial Golem. Reveal the top unit from your opponent's deck and damage self by its power, then shuffle it back. This also kind of works with Cynthia. It's an 8-point play if the Cynthia has been played the turn before this, but then it shuffles it back, so the card will not be on top of the deck anymore. But that could also make the mulligans a bit more awkward for the opponent, since the opponent might have, the Golem like 2 slots down and find it as his last mulligan. In something like a round 3, getting this as an 8 for 7 is always good, but usually you kind of like the mulligan this card because you want to have high point units in your deck, since you do play the reveal mages Yennefer and Triss, which I will be talking about later. And here we have the main card of this deck, Fringilla Vigo. Deploy damage an enemy unit by 2. Increase the number of targets by 1 for each adjacent mage. So basically, if you play this between 2 mages, she will be a 10-point play for 8 provisions, which is pretty okay, but you obviously require your opponent to have 3 units that you can damage, which should be okay. So this is basically like a card that's really good if you're getting bled, since it's just a very cheap 10-point card. And getting mages on your side of the field shouldn't be too hard. I wanted to make a meme cards around this card, but the card just isn't memey enough, but it's still kind of bad, So yeah, that's why I kind of built this deck at some point and just thought I'd try it out. And then the deck actually did kind of surprisingly well. I mean, it's not the best deck, obviously. It's kind of a more of a fun experience deck, something new, something non-poison in Nilfgaard. Mages, it's like a flavor and stuff. So yeah, Fringilla Vigo is the main sort of mage in this one, since the whole mage package is sort of her setup. And yeah, when you get that off, it looks pretty good. So yeah, that's just all it is to it. Then we have Asar Var Anahid. Deploy melee, shuffle a card from your opponent's graveyard into their deck. Deploy range, shuffle a card from your graveyard into your deck. Now, I spoke earlier about cards that can get Afan out in round 1. And this card basically allows you to do that. So if you draw a Sire in something like a round 3 and you've already played Afan, you can basically put Afan back into your deck, and then you can use your leader ability, Imperial Formation, to put the Afan on top of your deck. And also this card's good against countering things like Osrul. So if he plays like a Wyvern, you can put the Wyvern back into his deck, and then you can just, deny him some Osrul value. Then we have Yennefer Divination. Deploy ranged, reveal a random unit from your deck, then boost an ally unit by its power. So this card is basically the reason we're playing so many high point units, like the Nilfgaardian Knight or the Tortoise, or even the Imperial Golem, so that we can mulligan those cards and then get some extra value through the Divination. This card in the worst case scenario is a 6 for 9, but in the best case scenario it can be a 16 for 9. So very inconsistent, and that's also kind of the fun of this deck. It's sort of like, the bit of RNG that Nilfgaard always has is really big in this deck, because this card can either win you games or lose you games. So yeah, that's really all it's about with her. But yeah, if she gets that big T-board or the Golem out, you're always very happy. Same for Triss Marigold. Deploy range, reveal a random unit from your deck and damage an enemy unit by its power. Now the difference with this one is you don't necessarily need to find a T-board to kill certain engines. Certain engines you can just kill with a 5-point reveal, even a 4-point reveal, and that could be really, really useful since you do have enough like locks and control in the deck as well. And this card just gives you additional control to those control cards. And it could also just play for big points on removal if you find a T-board and just hit like a big card that the opponent might have. And yeah, that's Triss Marigold. Then we have Afan Hilligrand. If moved to the top of your deck, summon this unit to the melee row. Now I've talked about this card earlier with the Vicovaro Novice or the Albric. You can get this card on top of your deck and then he will jump out, and then with a Sire, you can then put him back into your deck and then use your leader ability, Imperial Formation, to put him out again. Basically, yeah, I've already talked about this card indirectly by talking about the previous cards. But yeah, this card is a big part of this deck, and a lot of cards in the deck also kind of synergize with this one. Then we have Zarthisius. Deploy, reveal a random card in your deck. If it's a unit, boost self by its power and shuffle it back. If it's an artifact or a special card, play it. So basically, if you reveal the big boys like Tibor or Golem with this card, this plays for a huge chunk of points. In the worst case scenario, this actually just plays for an 8 for 9. So this card actually never really is bad. This card is just good points. And this deck's very sort of mid-rangey, with the control cards being not based on damage, but more like locks and sort of random damage like Triss Marigold or like Tourney Joust, and then having points with cards like Zarthisius or even something like Yennefer for that big point swing. Then we have Vilgefortz. Deploy melee, destroy an enemy unit, then your opponent summons the top unit from your deck to a random enemy row. Deploy range, destroy an allied unit, then summon the top unit from your deck to a random allied row. Now in this deck, Vilgefortz can be varied with both abilities quite nicely, since the front row ability is just good control, but if your opponent's not really playing sort of a heavy engine or like a big point deck, the ranged power can still sort of work, since you can use your leader ability to put like a big boy card on top of the deck, and one of the biggest boys in your deck is Tibor Egebracht. Deploy. Your opponent summons the top unit from your deck to a random enemy row, but you usually don't play this for the deploy. You actually a lot of the times just mulligan this card to have it in your deck so that cards like Yennefer or Triss can reveal it, or Zarthisius can reveal it. And this card's basically a better Afan. If you know that you're not going to use Vilgefortz on an opponent unit, you can just like leave one unit small and then use your leader ability to get this card on top of your deck, and then Vilgefortz will pull it out as sort of a stronger version of Afan. This card is just there to support you at random pretty much, except for that one time when you can control it with the leader ability. But with cards like Yennefer and Zarthisius or Triss, if this card pops out, you're always going to be very, very happy. And even if you have this card in hand, it doesn't play for that bad points anyway. Redea is the highest provision card in this deck, so let's move on with the Stratagem. Stratagem, gonna be a simple magic lamp, order transform into Lamp Djinn, 5 points, very simple, nothing really to talk about. And for leader ability, I have Imperial Formation, boost an ally unit by 2, charge 4. I've already talked about this quite a bit in this video, but it has 8 points to start with, and then it has the additional ability of putting a soldier on top of your deck added to that ability. And a lot of the times that's going to be Afan, but in some situations it might also be Tibor Egebracht to pull out with something like Vilgefortz, as I said, if your opponent doesn't play that many engines or big boy cards. And yeah, that's the deck. This is Nilfgaard Mages. I think pretty much every mage in Nilfgaard is in this deck, and it just has a lot of these mages that just do some work for you. And when building the deck, I did have to look out to not add too many 3-point cards, because the whole soldier package in the 4 provision area I had to change to these infantry and troubadour simply because of the reveal cards of Triss Marigold and Yennefer and also Zarthisius, since I want the odds of them hitting 3-point units to be as low as possible. And the only 3-point units we have are the Triss Marigold and Yennefer, as well as the Vanimar and the 2 sort of Magni Division and Bran Morlehem Hunter. And that's actually quite a bit of 3 still for this to be super consistent. And yeah, you could maybe work around some things to maybe add more spells or more high point units. Maybe you replace like a Van Morlehem Hunter or a Magni Division for another card that might be higher power. But yeah, for the moment, this is how I built the deck. It's obviously not the best deck to play in ranked, but it's a hell of a lot of fun because there's a bit of RNG to it, and you have the Mages of Nilfgaard, which is just something you don't really see a lot, and you can just play with it. And playing with something new, you know, in this current meta is kind of what I'm striving to do. Since this meta has been very stale for me, there's not a lot of variety when it comes to like decks that you see, and this deck is kind of new. It's obviously not like tier 1, tier 2 or so. It's just a bit of fun that you can have with the game if you're not taking it too serious this season. And yeah. Alright, who are we up against here? Congregate. Okay, okay. Ooh, this could be a bit awkward. I do have Fringilla to take care of his defender if I need to. I do have Albric, so I can actually get rid of Afan. Might want to mulligan something before that though. Don't need battle prep. Zarth is okay. So I think I mulligan the Afan here. Okay, I do have actually Vanamar is actually pretty good here. Ooh, okay, starting off with Furco. Into the Justice. Into the Brawler. I think we just deal with this with Tourney Joust. I think he has a quite reactive hand if he has to go through that measure. Or he just wants to play Mata next turn, I assume. Okay. Okay, I see that. I think I just play my Artfane. Okay. So I'm guessing he wants to play for Sir Skewertooth here, which would make some sense here. I think I just play my Hunter here to have a nice target for my Vanamar. Okay, so he's playing his Penance now. 6 for 8. Okay. I mean, we're down by 20. This plays for 11. This also plays for 11. So I think I have to play Albric here for the Afan. Do you need to bleed this deck? This deck's pretty scary in the long round. I do need to bleed this deck. At least I need to bleed out the leader out of him. Okay, so there is the Sir Skewertooth. He does give it immune. Sadly, I have no answer to that, actually. I think I just play this now. Alright, he's playing bloody good fun. And this Sir Skewertooth is looking quite ridiculous now. I mean, I could get ahead of him with Redea. I could also just play Tibor. Maybe I could get like a good card out of him with Tibor. But I would have to play Redea first, right? So I can get a lock, maybe? What if I just play Tibor here? Let's just see what it gets me. It gets Mata out. That's actually not bad. I'm actually kind of happy with that. Okay. More assaults. I mean, he's not really spent anything this round, has he? Except for the Furco into the Justice. And we got his Mata out as well. Am I willing to let this pass? I don't think I am, actually. I think I'm just going to play my Troubadour now. A bit of slow play. Give the Alba Armored Cavalry some armor, you know? We gotta stay loyal to the name. But I don't think I want to play Alba Armored Cavalry this time around. Or will I? Maybe I will. Alright, so we got the pass out of him. Now I think I'm just going to Alba and lock and boost one unit. Get the round control. Long round's pretty scary. So I kind of want to, you know, basically pray that he didn't draw his portal or doesn't draw his portal round now. He's not going to have poison, so I don't really need this Diviner. I don't need the Novice as well. Magni Division just dies though. And I could find something good off Novice. Ooh, we get a Sire. I like that. So if we find Afan through Vico, actually could be pretty decent. So I Sire back the Afan or the Tibor. I think I Sire back Afan. Gives me a good short round. If we get Portal out of him, I'm actually going to pass, I think. I'm actually going to pass if you get Portal out of him. Hammond. Okay. So if I do it, should I play this Vico Novice now? Yeah, sure, let's play Vico Novice. Ooh, we get Fringilla. So what if I get rid of Redea here? I do like Redea more than I like... Vilgefortz could be pretty nuts as well, though. I think I get rid of Zar... it's either one of these. I mean, she plays for 10. All of these actually play for more than her. We can draw our next round. That's fine. So we get the portal out of him. Are we willing to go deeper now? I think I'm willing to go deeper here. Don't reveal the Magni Division. Absolute doofus. We had so many high point cards as well. I mean, we had the... I mean, we did have some high point cards. I don't have Albric. Okay. Oh, he's gonna Tavern Brawl. He's gonna find a Tavern Brawl? That's awkward. Alright, sure, I'll pass here. I'm gonna lose this game now. Nice. Okay, Fringilla. Also get the Yennefer. Don't want the Diviner. Don't want this. Locks are good. Do I think we still lose this? Yeah, we're probably gonna reveal one of these threes and we're just gonna cry because of it. Okay, so Fringilla Vigo, as I said. Oh, wait. Oh, we could deal with this. I mean, we could just use Fringilla on it once. He did need the 3 coins there. I do know that much. So do we use Fringilla now? I think I can, honestly. It's not bad. It's not terrible. So there's the senior. Wish I had a bit of armor here, but I just don't. I could use the leader now, so I could have 1 armor, but I need to lock this next turn. This is a dip. It still does deal 2 damage, which is really annoying. He could still have like Karathi. Okay. He's dealt 6 damage. I think I just Vilgefortz this now. Oh, he got Triss out? That's good. We got some good cards out here. Through Tibor and Vilg. But it doesn't matter in the end, does it? We do need to reveal the Imperial Golem. Otherwise we lose. Oh, we get Karathi out as well now. Haha, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. Alright, Golem. Oh, look at the skill, boys. Look at the skill, boys. So much skill. So much skill. Oh, you don't even know how much skill that was. Guys, this is a skill-based card game. Entirely skill-based. Alright. Mystic Echo. Could be kind of scary. Could be very scary, actually. We got the Vico. We got the Afan, so we can play that in round 1. We also have Cynthia to make his hand more awkward. Don't think I need the battle prep. I do have Diviner for Purify as well. I don't think I need... Albrecht's alright, though. I mean, he's kind of slow. Especially if we go first. Do I get rid of Tibor? Yeah, I guess rid of Tibor. Okay, now I don't have any armor. So I guess rid of Falcon Infantry. Okay, so play Magni. Actually, no. I start with Knight. Then play Magni. I mean, he's poisoning this, right? And then we divine it? Okay, no, maybe not. Alright, sure. Just do that. And he's going to play Smuggler, probably boosted by 2. We're going to lock it, and then play Vanamar a bit later. We have an answer to pretty much everything, which is pretty good. Because I do need to push this Harmony deck. Ooh. Hello. Okay, so it's like dwarves. A bit of dwarves here. Okay, sure. This gives us a nice Vanamar. This pretty much ensures our round, right? Because he spent 2 boosts on that. Makes our Vanamar 10 points. Which is pretty useful. Might still have poison. I'm gonna play Cynthia this round as well. Okay. Movement. Okay. I'm guessing he's gonna play for Treant next. I'm just gonna play my Cynthia here. Okay, so there's the pass. 7-point Magni Division. Pretty good value. Might have to mulligan this Albric. Alright, get rid of Albric. Okay. Not bad. So I think I actually start off with Vikovaro Novice here. Onto the Afan. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Should be okay. I still haven't been able to show you the Fringilla. Fringilla in all of its beauty, that is. Okay, we kill that. He's not Harmony, is he? He's just movement, right? We don't have a lock, so the Vanamar is actually also bricked. Which is kind of sad. So there's the waters. We get 1 waters out of him. I can try and cap 1 off with Triss. I do cap 1 off with Triss, which is pretty good. So what else am I willing to play here? Probably like an Art Feign, probably also Zarth. I'm very likely gonna play Zarth this round as well. So I played the Art Feign, and then Zarth, and then maybe he's gonna poison something here. Okay. So deals damage to that. I'm not sure if I want to Vilgefortz this. I'm gonna play my Tortoise first. Gabor. Okay. Boom. Oh, we reveal a 4. It's just a 9 for 9. That's pretty bad. That's still okay, honestly, though. He's not playing a lot of points here. I can divine the Gabor. I just realized. I can also Vilgefortz this now. I just realized. Yeah, I might divine the Gabor. It doesn't look like he's running poison if he's playing like movement synergy. Decree? Matt, is he like Igni? Oh, he might be Igni, you know. This does feel like an Igni deck. So I divine you. And I think I Vilgefortz the Fledgling. What a weird Harmony deck. I mean, we are playing a weird Nilfgaard deck, so fair enough. Triss? What? What Harmony deck are you playing? Is this like an Igni? Like an all-out Igni deck? I don't know. I actually don't know. A trap? How much does the trap play for anyway? Plays for 6, 7. I want to pass, but okay, I just pass here, right? Okay, so he actually couldn't bait. That was actually a bait. Good. So we do get the card, but he still has leader. But he's not really playing for his leader much, is he? It seems. Wait, what? Wait, why didn't he just pass then? What's going on here? What am I playing against? Okay, nice. So movement's good. We got that out of him as well. So it's like a full-on movement harmony deck. And I'm guessing now he's gonna draw all of his like harmony triggers in this round while he played just a bunch of humans and like not synergistic stuffs. Lock's good. Golem, You don't need Troubadour. Lock's good. Do I mulligan the Golem? I do not mind mulliganing Golem. Albrick? Ooh. I do have a Sire. I could Albrick for the Afan. Okay. Okay. Just playing for Defender. I think I'm gonna lock one of these fledglings for the moment. Oh, okay, nice. Very good, very good, very good. So you have another Purify. I'm not sure actually. I can wait actually. So I Sire back the Afan obviously. As I said, he'll draw all of his harmony triggers this round. I'm gonna Derogray now. I feel like he doesn't have another Purify. He shouldn't have another Purify in hand here. And if he does, I'm sad. Dragon's Dream? Ah, crap. Why did I have to play all these cards back row? I guess so. Dragon's Dream. Damn. Okay. Did we still lose? Our Yennefer has to be quite huge here. I think I'm actually going to boost up one of these guys so that if I find them through Yennefer, I can have some more points here. Or I could just play Albrick front row. What a weird deck. Lacerate as well? Man, you're going to have no row to play anymore. I mean, what about I mean, I don't want to play Divination here, do I? I think I just want to play the Albrick and boost something up. Probably something like I'm gonna boost up. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna find Troubadour through Yennefer. If I find one of the 4s, it's gonna be Troubadour. Nivellen as well. That's funny. All right, let's go Yennefer. Find a Tibor. Oh, Redea's good as well. I like that. All right, let's go. Easy win, just like that against the weird, random harmony Dragon's Dream deck. Alright, alright. Imperial Formation versus Imperial Formation. Okay, okay. So he might be a poison variant. He might also just be mages. Who knows? Maybe people just like to play mages for no reason. I like this hand, honestly. I do not mind the hand. Although, I might mulligan the Tibor. Redea's okay. Might also mulligan the Tourney Joust. I think I'll also mulligan Tortoise. Okay, Vilgefort's alright. So I think I start with Nilfgaardian Knight. As you do. This is why I wanted to keep the... Oh, he's boosting it. Okay, okay. I think I play my Troubadour. So this gives me a Vilgefortz. If I need it. So I could play Vilgefortz round 1. Nah, but it could be better in later rounds. This might be Elder Bears. This is definitely Elder Bears, isn't it? Decree already. Whoa. Into a Crossbowman. Holy moly. Holy moly. Alright. I think... if this gives me a pass, I'm actually very happy. But it's going to be very hard to give me a pass, I think. Nah, it doesn't give me a pass. Oh, it does, actually. It does give me a pass. That's good. Alright, I'll take the pass. Why did he decree the Crossbowman? Okay, sure. I'll take it. I mean, I didn't spend anything this round. He spent, like, Menno and Decree. So that takes away some consistency. Or his hand is just insane. If his hand is insane, we might have a problem here. If we need to, we can lock the Helga. Well, Albrick's good, gives me the Afan. And I think I'm mulligan Magni Division as well here. Joust, in case he doesn't boost up the Helga. Then we have this for... Oh, dude, we have so many answers. We have actually a lot of answers to his stuff, which is really, really good. A lot of big cards in our deck. Okay, we have 2 3s, but a lot of 4s, a lot of 5s, and the big boys as well. If he passes it, we just have the easy Albrick, right? But I think he wants to bleed us. I'm not sure what he wants to do here, actually. I think he might know that we are like a different deck because we've played Troubadours. So if I Albrick here, what do I want to Albrick? I think I want to Albrick the Vanimar since it's a low point card. Okay, so there's the Helg. We just lock that, right? Yeah. Seems alright. Okay, War Council to the Art Feint Tortoise. Interesting. Do I just play Afan now? Puts me ahead. I think I'll do that. Boom. Okay. He's jousted the Albric. I don't really see that play. I don't want to play Redea or Vilgefortz. Those are the two cards I just don't want to play right now. So I think I just play Zarth. Woohoo! So I think we've regained our... Okay, no, he's just going to use it for info that. That's okay, that's okay. I kind of still want the Diviner. I want to keep Diviner. Do I play Divination? I think I play Divination now. That's fine. This is not too bad. He wants to trade at this point, I think. Our hand is pretty good, so I'm down to play Fringilla Vigo. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to Diviner that. He has a lot of shields here. I don't want to Vilgefortz. I could just Fringilla here, so that maybe my Triss isn't too bad. The fact that he jousted my Albric was pretty annoying, but he's trading up here, which is pretty annoying as well. But if we can keep these cards, Redea, Vilgefortz, and Diviner, I'm happy. Okay, so just play the Triss now. Ah, we only found Magni. Do I use a leader charge here? I wonder what cards he has left. Probably like Stefan. How much would Stefan be? Stefan wouldn't be enough. What could possibly get him ahead here? He's down by 6. Nah, I think I'll wait for my leader charges. Okay, so we get the pass, and we still keep these cards, which I wanted to actually keep. Because this Diviner plays good for his defender. Okay, don't want the Troubadour. We get another lock. We get 2 more locks. Lots of locks here. The Golem isn't bad. I want Asire. Asire is the one card I really, really want here. Because Asire puts back my Afan. Tibor's fine. Tibor actually isn't that bad. I had this whole hand's actually okay. It's alright, it's alright. So I can use my leader to get a 7 out for my defensive Vilgefortz, but who knows. Alright, so do I just play Tibor? Nah, I don't want to play Tibor. I want to play Tibor after I Redea. So playing Redea here onto the artifact, not artifact, the stratagem could be pretty okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. We just do this, right? So he might still, so we're playing around the fact that he might have 1 Purify. So what we want to do is we just want to Vilgefortz whatever, like, either Stefan or Damien he plays. Because he also might play Kingslayer, right? There's the Elder Bear. Numero uno. Okay, that's a good Vilgefortz. So we Vilgefortz you. And get Afan out as well. Easy Vilgefortz. Oi, this deck is so skill-based. I don't even know, man. This deck, like, the skill ceiling on this deck is insane. And there's the forfeit. Alright, sure, dude. That's funny. Alright, second wind. Alright, let's see how well we can do against second wind. We have Vico Varonavis and Afan in hand here, which is always pretty good. I like Asire. I like the locks. I do like the amount of locks we have here. Might get rid of this battle prep. This is also okay. Hammond. Whatever. And he just has Hammond, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, just keep this hand, right? This is okay. It's not a bad hand. Do I boost this up once? I kind of don't, because it still plays into Morkvarg in the end of the day. It just gets gutting slashed, I believe. Oh! Oh. Lippy Gedineth? Alright. Well, how do I deal with that, then? How do I deal with that? How do I deal with Lippy Gedineth? Just win round 1, eh? It's the only way. Oh, I should have locked that. Yeah, I should have definitely locked that. But they're bonded anyway, so I don't know if I can actually lock, if that actually would have helped in the slightest. Oh boy, Lippy Gedineth. Just the kind of deck you want to see on ladder. I don't know, man. How do you win against this? How do I win against this at least? Oh god. Oh god. This guy. This guy. What a joke. What a joke of a deck, honestly. Oh my god, you've gotta be kidding me here. Tibor. Tibor reveal. Okay, we did not reveal the Tibor there. Oh boy. Yeah, this is not good. This is so not good. Oh, red. Oh, dude. Double. Is it triple Getty or is it double? I think it's just double Getty, but it could also be triple, honestly, with second wind. That seems like a very draw-dependent deck that actually requires no skill. Like pretty much every deck these days. Now, did you draw Lippy? That's literally the name of the game. Did you draw Gedineth round 1 and did you draw Lippy at all? That's literally all his, like, this is his win condition at this point. It's really stupid. I mean, he's lipping a bunch of stuff back that wasn't initially in his deck, which is kind of funny. Decree? Oh, so he does have the Lippy. Well, good job, this guy. Honestly, this guy's a talented lad. Oh, wait, what? Okay, I think I just Asire back my FN. Play for that low tempo. So this we lock. Hopefully he doesn't have. He probably has Grimace though. If he has Grimace, we're kind of screwed here. Oh no, Lippy. Okay. Just a cheeky little Lippy. So what's in his graveyard now? Another Priest and another Drakar. I've gone into this guy's graveyard. I mean, do I use leader charges here? I kind of need. I think I need to keep my card advantage here. Otherwise, I'm screwed. Uh-oh. Avalak. Okay, obviously. Okay. Wait, why didn't he Grimace? Oh, because he didn't have any other sages, I guess. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Is he gonna pass here? Probably. Maybe if he passes, we can just get like Yennefer or Redea, which isn't the worst. Going a card down isn't too bad here. It actually is pretty bad. Because he still has leader. For another Lippy. Oh boy. Maybe he's not gonna pass anytime soon here anyway. Man, some of these decks, man. Alright. Oh, okay. Okay. So, I guess I just go Alpha on here. Keep at least some leader charges, some 4 points into the next round. Go a card down. He's probably gonna play Lippy again for the 15 points. Or he might have Morkvarg in hand here. This is really silly. This is so silly. Oh, whatever. If we lose to double Lippy, I actually can't really be that mad, so I'll take it. I mean, Redea, please. I need Redea. Okay, that's not Redea. Oh boy, he's gonna Lippy again. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, Rick. But he doesn't have Decree anymore. So how's he gonna get his Giddiness again? I mean, Lippy is already pretty nuts points already, as it is. No, because he has March. Wow. Such a talented lad. Oh my, okay, we got triple Giddiness. The guy drew perfectly and he had red coins, so literally the perfect scenario for him. So what am I gonna do here anyway? I mean, we did get the keyboard just now off the reveal, but I don't think it's gonna do much anyway. In the aftermath of this whole debacle. Yeah, this game's over. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Just go ahead and do that, I guess. Oh yeah, get T-board on top of the deck. Decree. Wait, how did he get Decree again? Didn't he decree Lippy? Didn't he decree Lippy? No, he got... What? No, he decreed the Drakar. How did he get Decree again? Oh, because he Lippy last round. Dude, this is such a dumb deck. This is why... Alright, that was Nilfgaard Mages. On Blue Coin, we've learned that this deck loses to triple Giddiness Lippy, so that's always good to know. And yeah, other than that, the deck's a lot of fun to play. There's a lot of RNG elements to it, obviously with cards like Triss Merigold and Yennefer and Zarthisius. But if the RNG works out, it works out really well, so that's always funny. And I mean, the general all-round like points control is really good actually in the deck. There's a lot of cards that produce good points consistently, and there's a lot of good control cards in the deck as well with all the locks and sort of like Vilgefortzes and maybe, if you're lucky, Triss Merigolds. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about is the 4 provision package, since Iron Infantry kind of only works with the Troubadour and the Battle Prep. So if you can find a way to make the 4 provision parts better, but at the same time, you don't want to add like a lot of like the soldiers because they're just 3 points, and make your cards like Triss and Yennefer and Zarthisius, they just make them worse. I wouldn't climb with this deck. This deck's pretty inconsistent, but if you want to have some fun and just kind of want to play something different, or you just like the idea of Nilfgaardian mages fighting it out against the rest of the world, definitely do give this a try. And yeah, that was Nilfgaard Mages. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe for more Gwent content, and I'll see you soon.